all of the atrocities that experienced. But because we are people of this land, our ancestors, the spirits of this land, have all been coalescing for the last number of decades that we are resurrecting up. We are learning our languages, our ceremonies, our creation story, our songs, our dances, who we are. And we're telling the people that came across the salt water that we're in a treaty relationship with, that you know what, all of this stuff that happened, you have no right to do that. We accepted you as brothers and sisters, but this, we're coming back to a time because of global warming and climate change and all these things that we are experiencing, that all of us, we better come to the realization that we all better begin to see different, to hear different, to speak different, and together let's start doing different, because global warming and climate change is real. If you don't believe me, just look in the news of what happened in Florida, North Carolina, Tennessee, and all the other things that are happening. Why is that happening? It's because, again, there's this superior attitude that when we look at this earth, we call our mother, people have the idea that it's only it's only a thing that we could have superiority over. And that attitude and that thinking is what is bringing us now to our demise. So we're at our crossroads here. Indigenous wisdom and all of this stuff that happened at SAC. Yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery. We have the power of today and now to say, okay, what can we do together equally to make it better? So with all of the stuff that's happening, why did these 215 kids' spirit resurrect up from the dead? Every child matters. What color is that? It's orange. When we make that sacred fire in a little while, what are you going to see? You see the smoke, you see the heat, you see the flame, you see the wood. Where the actual wood is being consumed, that's Otidak. Our Mohawk word for family is Kahwadzid. It talks about that sacred fire that is burning within all of us. So when you understand that idea and that concept, you can't go to war, you can't kill, you can't steal, you can't even commit suicide, because you get it. You're participating in this great dance called life. And the only reason why we're here is to have an attitude of gratitude. Every day when you open your eyes, you give thanks to all of these gifts that sustain us. Because if you don't, then those things of the spirit have an energy. Imagine, our older brother says, okay, you people, you don't do some ceremony anymore, I'm not showing my face. Okay. Or Rebel Moon. Well, we say we're not going to do our moon ceremonies. Well, kids would not be born, women wouldn't have their monthly cycles. There'd be no ceremonies, there'd be no planting. Anyway, it's all about this whole idea that all of this is the sacred dance. You're bleeding, look down at your chest. Your chest is expanding and contracting. Look at your muscles, your heart's expanding and contracting. When this drumstick hits the skin, that skin goes up and down. So we're all again participating in a sacred dance. And as I said, when you understand these teachings, we could have everything that we need, no war, none of this stuff, just people celebrating, singing together, enjoying life. And whatever we do, we remember the future generations coming so that we never be born and inherit that great, clean, beautiful, peaceful, loving world. Simple. I don't know if that explains your question. I know I went in a roundabout way, but the thing is, when we come together like this, we have to talk about indigenous wisdom and spirit. That's what's lacking in the world. Because if, when we make the initial contact that talks about this relationship, that we would travel this river of life together as brothers and sisters, not because of this attitude of superiority did this. No, everything is out of whack. But just like the seesaw, we're resurrecting back up all the things that are happening. This is what this is all about. So these 215, every child matters and all of that. Yeah, it's to honor the sound history, but at the same time, it's to acknowledge where we are today and what we can do now to write a new page. Because if we don't, we'll all be done in a very short period of time. Mother Nature gives us pure unconditional love, but when she decides to discipline us, she has no mercy, none. So we got to understand. Let's not wait till we're dead and we die and we go back into her womb. To understand that while we are alive, we are the eyes of the mother. We are the ears of our mother. We are the voice of our mother. And we should be in alignment with her in all the things that she does to give us this pure, unconditional love that we get every day. It comes in the form of fish, water, animals, plants, corn, beans, squash, trees, birds. And then when we look out even that's extended family, the grandfather, our thunder beings, our grandfather, elder brother, son, grandmother, the moon, all of this sacred life.
Great, thank you.
Thank you. We talked a bit about youth and the impact of youth and all of this.
Absolutely.
Can you talk a little bit about passing along this message to you?
Well, the youth's got to be involved with what's happening here. You listen to Greta Thunberg. What does she say? She says, you adults that control the world, your house is on fire and you're acting like as if it's business as usual. The data says that I ain't going to be around to be an old lady. If you, the people who are in control and power, don't begin to change what you are doing. Now how are we going to create change? We're not doing it with work. We're not doing it with fear. We're not doing it with manipulation, power, and control. We're going to do it with love, the power of forgiveness. What can we do to make it better? So the youth are going to inherit a real heavy burden, and it's imperative that when things are happening, that they be there to take the wisdom and knowledge of the elders so that they don't have to go through the school of hard knocks like I did, because when the elders were talking to them. But we're a critical time now. It was just that big youth conference that happened, one world youth, and I opened that event. 190 countries, 2,000 youth, bringing the elders and the youth together to talk about how can we create something, looking at all of the complexities of where we are today as human beings. And what can we do in the future?
What can we do? What message would you like to send that we should activate?
Well, we're in a predicament. We say we want to get off of fossil fuels. I drove a car to get here. We're in this now. I don't have the solution to say what can we all do, but if we start on an individual basis, first thing that I say is staycation. Instead of going all over the world, stay home. The less you can use the fossil fuels and all of that, the better it's going to be. You know, walk, ride your bike. I used to love a V8 engine. Today I got a hybrid. Because I have to ask myself, what can I do on an individual level? We can't leave it to anybody else. Like Gandhi says, you be the change you want to see in the world. So, if there's things that you don't like, well then you be the solution.
Thank you so much. That was great.
When you, cause I know that in some cases when you do sacred fires and stuff, you're not supposed to film. Is that the case?
Well, usually that's what they say.
Yeah. That's,
So when I start the actual ceremony, and I'm speaking in my language, then don't film that.
Yeah.
But when I'm talking in English, then that's okay.
okay. Sounds good. Thank you.
So
Could I quickly ask you a question?
I just want to make sure, what time is it? Because somebody's going to start that fire.
Well,
Is it me that has to do it? Can you do it, or get somebody to make that little fire? What do you want to say?
Cool. So I'm going to film for the Easter Doors TikTok. Is that okay with you?
Just don't film me
Yeah.
doing the actual ceremony.
Just
Go on.
that.
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask you how you're feeling ahead of today.
Hey, I get up every morning and I feel great. So I'm on the best natural high that anybody could have. Health is wealth. And I'm here to be grateful and happy, and that's what I do to the best of my ability. Share that enthusiasm, that love for life, this Earth Mother, and all of these gifts that we receive.
Chrisette said that she wants to see more people attending these marches. What do you hope the visibility of it can mean?
Well, I mean, I've been here from I think the first one that happened 4 years ago. You know, things dwindle down, and sometimes that's just par for the course. But the thing is, some of this stuff is being filmed, it's being streamed, so it's going to go into people's homes, and you know, there's no excuse why people can't say, well, what is our message? There's all this media is at our fingertips.
What are your hopes for how it could grow in future years?
Well, as I said, the youth got to be here as much as possible, you know. Bring the schools here.
Yeah, I saw the David Suzuki.
Right, you know, so that the people have an opportunity then to hear, to be engaged, and to be part of this. Because it's not just all of the atrocities that happened. As I said, we got to talk about now where we're headed down the road. And if you just, as I said, look at what is happening in southern part of the United States, we're at the precipice now of things that are coming. And we got to start getting prepared. What could happen at any moment. It's unfortunate, but all of these things were predicted because of the superior attitude that says that the earth is only a thing. We can subjugate it. We could do what we want. We're human beings. We have superiority. All of these things that I tried to attest to over 4.5 million years, you think you're going to come in the last few hundred years and change all of this? So we're going to pay the piper in more ways than one. But it's up to us, to try to say, well, what can we do together to make it better?
Yeah,
Hi.